last week when we were recording,
Mm-hmm.
word on road was, oh shit, The Rock's gonna be in New Orleans for SmackDown. Like we had a whole conversation about what the situation was probably gonna be.
Mm-hmm.
Rock come out there, talk his he was talking his TKO board member, thank y'all from rocking with the WWE type stuff. And then he would be like, hey, you shut up before I slap the syphilis off your face. Like that's damn near a quote, like a direct quote.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if people were ready. Like I think people thought that there may be a Cody Rhodes interaction. But did anybody think that Rock was being like, hey, Cody, I want your soul?
No.
That shit was
I thought he
trash.
was talking about. I thought he was talking about the belt.
He want I initially because he's got the Layla Ali, title. I thought he was gonna be like, I want you to be my hold. I don't know why.
Can I hold yours? Can you hold mine? Can I touch it? Remember?
Hey, yo.
It happened.
Remember? It
Right.
happened. It actually happened.
He
Can I
said,
touch
he said,
it?
can I
Can I
touch
hold it?
yours?
Can I hold
That's how
it?
it started.
That is how it started.
That's
But
how
now
it
he said,
started.
what
It's weird every time at this point. It's weird every time.
But what does this mean? I mean, I guess the initial thought. Somebody said everybody. Shouts to Eve. Eve said y'all thought Rock was drunk.
Rock always
I don't
drunk.
judge. I don't judge
Well,
anybody that drink on the
Okay.
job. I
Rock
don't
was
judge
drinking.
anybody that drink
I'm
on the
jealous.
I
I'm
know
jealous.
one thing. At this point, somebody better do something because the way these flight prices look, these hotel prices look, and them mania ticket prices look, somebody better do something because that shit that they did on Friday was not it.
Oh shit!
So you got a couple. You got to remember. You got to couple that with what brother the son of the soul man said in the presser.
What he say?
The weirdest thing he said wasn't I want your soul. The weirdest thing he said that everybody let him get away with is that this doesn't have to lead to a match.
Yeah,
we can do all this stuff, and
it doesn't have
nigga,
to be.
it's wrestling.
Right. He said it doesn't have to culminate in the matches. I believe.
What do the end look like in wrestling that ain't a match?
He's a champion. It has to lead to a match.
You would think.
Just what is rotten?
And this is why I say what I say about Cody Rhodes. Like, so what are we doing? What are we doing with him at this point? We're just putting him in the holding room until you kind of figure out like what to do with this.
It's a good question because I think you figure this Saturday, not only is there an entire men's elimination chamber match that's going to determine who Cody's facing at WrestleMania, but there's also The Rock saying, hey, let me know if I have your soul in Toronto. Like that's your deadline. There's 2 segments that are Cody related.
Can I have your soul? Okay, tell me in 2 weeks.
Yeah, he said, I want your soul. Cody Rhodes, I want you. Our mamas are friends. I want your soul. Let me know in Toronto.
Since when?
All
of this was a lie. All of this was such a lie.
Well, I mean, it's wrestling.
Right.
So I'm okay with it being a lie.
Right, but this is the part that really bothers me, right? You want consistency, you want to tell stories. The story has to be consistent. Your mama's was not fucking friends, bro.
Hey.
You beat this man for fucking 2 months, and now all of a sudden you want him to be you want to be friends? Like it doesn't make sense. It feels like a dick in a glass. Like you're you're breaking it because it's an emergency. That's what The Rock is, an emergency. We've seen this nigga in how many months, and now he's here. Like for what? It's so confusing.
The one thing, all right. The story. This feels like Rock had an idea and nobody wants to tell this nigga no. What it looks like, I can kind of see where he's going. He's doing Jake the Snake and Ultimate Warrior from back in the day, or he's doing Devil's Advocate, Keanu Reeves and Al Pacino. Like it's because the story that they've been telling, the overarching is you want to be the champion, but you want to be good and nice with everybody. And the story, starting with Kevin Owens, that they've been telling is that he's realizing that it's not really possible to be a guy on top and a guy with friends.
With somebody's friend, yeah.
Punk said it. I'm here to make money. I'm not here to make friends. So I see the framework of the story, but the execution. And it's the thing that Mimi said is it's inconsistency because Rock is trying to do the thing in real life that in storyline he's telling Cody not to do. Is you can't play the 50. You got to be either or. But he keep flipping between corporate Rock and Rock on the TV.
Literally, yeah.
And the nigga at the press conference, I like Lil Wayne. No, you don't, nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
we know, like, what?
Juvie. Yeah, he's his name and shit. Yeah.
Let's say that. Like, what?
Juvie.
You throwing box. You walking around with a block on.
You put that belt on Mama Rosa. You throw it to Cody Rosa.
I did want to say, I mean,
keep cussing on TV.
And then, one thing, the inconsistency also was from fucking Survivor Series when he came. Or was it? It was the
SmackDown after
one.
Or whatever.
Or was it the blood one?
It was the bad,
bad blood.
Was it
he
the end of
out,
Bad Blood or was like it was the end of Bad Blood?
Yes,
you know?
He came out. He said, and then we never got anything out of that. We never saw. We thought it was something else, and now we here.
No pun intended. I think because there's a lot going on here. I think the one thing that fan pointed out was nobody else really knowing what's going on. I mean, based off of the reports, based off of all the shit that's been talked about ever since this thing kind of sprung out of nowhere last Thursday, it disrupted the show. Remember that Cody Rhodes was supposed to be in that main event. It was supposed to be a 6-man match. They had to get Nick Aldis to be like, hey.
Oh, he was?
Yeah, they booked it the week before. And Nick Aldis came out at the beginning of the show. He was like, hey, you're not in this match no more. And Cody Rhodes said, hey, you the general manager. Who gonna tell you not to be? And I'm like, you dummy. Who you think is going? They said The Rock was going to be there. Who else was going to take you out the match? But yeah, they legit had to cut down that match. And they said DDM was mentioned in Vegas and the prices out there. If based off of the way that the numbers moved, I think they said they may have moved 2,500 to 3,000 tickets for Toronto this Saturday. And this thing is supposed to be culminating on Saturday. At least the Rock is supposed to be getting an answer from Cody on Saturday. This was I don't know what the tickets were. I don't speculate on ticket sales. I don't know what that shit is like, but I wonder if it was a situation where, like, hey, we want to make sure them asses in them seats for this Toronto show, whatever's going on, whether it was low sales or they wanted to drum up more interest for Vegas, what have you.
Let me ask a question. Cody shows up to Toronto and says, yes, Cody, Rock, you can have my soul. What does that look like?
Black hair, brown hair.
If he pop out,
it looks like he needs help.
I ain't gonna. I don't have. Listen, we get black hair, Cody. I'm not complaining no more at all. It's like if you listen to them promos, like when he was talking to Seth. That first 70% of that goddamn promo is a full heel promo.
Yeah.
It's slow. It's big words. He's making a point. Do not bring back that mustache. It's brooding and it's the truth, right? He ain't like, he's not like going up for a cheap pop or none of that. He's just stating the facts and why he's doing something, just like a good heel does. And you know what I mean, tells the truth, and then he switches it off. But the people say, and they're like, all right, I guess so. But that first 70% of them promos is bad guy stuff.
He's a bad guy.
Suit on.
He's a bad guy.
Yeah.
You about to get this shit right here.
I cannot wait.
That
looks like a brown suit Punk. When brown suit Punk was wearing suits, that's how I wore him. With the two buttons open. You know what I mean? Butterfly collar.
This is corporate Cody.
I mean, that's because it's a little bit of that sprinkle in too is Final Boss Rock is cozying up to Mr. McMahon as a character.
Right.
If you watch some of the stuff he does.
That's what you about to get these weird lapel yummies. Like I don't know. I don't know what Cody style is going to be as the guy whose soul is owned by The Rock.
So I mean, the Soul Man Rocky Johnson, the son of the Soul Man.
Soul Man
Needs your
Cody
soul.
Rhodes. Soul Man's what they gonna call Cody Rhodes. I have your soul. You have my daddy's name. I can see it, and then he turns his hair brown, and then it's a wrap.
Yeah, shout out to how much is $500 million? Because
hey, it's like Cody is MAGA. Is he?
Yes.
That's facts.
I don't know.
This nigga said, "Yo, you gotta stop that.
I would assume.
You have to stop that."
I would assume the majority of them are mad.
Well, this is the thing, right? Because
Immediately, yes.
Immediate yes is a lot. That's why
You know, Cody is a devil worshiper. Ain't that right, Mimi?
Yep.
See?
Yup.
Mm-hmm.
He worships whole Satan. Yup. No.
Yep.
No.
Mm-hmm.
We've heard there's been like voter donation thing. That's how people knew initially that Taker was like legit about that life. But
donate on the packs.
There's a lot of questions I'd have to ask if Cody was MAGA.
What kind of questions?
Like,
I mean,
what is homegirl MAGA too then?
come on now.
I'm asking the question. He was talking about
Absolutely
Black Lives
she
Matter
is.
in AEW. He had the white guys crying and shit.
Yeah, you can't do. You stop asking Mimi those questions. She's gonna be like, "Yo,
I'm asking the question. She just answered.
100% her, his mama,
Yep.
Dusty,
All of it.
Sapphire,
Liberty.
was MAGA.
All of it. Mhm.
I saw her with Donald Trump.
They
Sapphire
was sitting at a table. They was sitting
Sapphire.
at the table, yup.
noses was filthy.
As we predicted last week on the show, The Rock was primarily there to announce that Mania 42 is going to be in New Orleans. As a note in regards to PLEs over the next year or two, while I don't know what PLE it's supposed to be, Make America Heifer again is crazy. The TKO group holding CFO. The CFO mentioned that there's probably going to be like 3 PLEs in Saudi Arabia next year, including the Royal Rumble.
Can't
$2
go.
million man music.
It'll be four over the next 2 years. So at the very least, there's at least 4 dates over the next 2 years. Y'all know y'all gonna be watching that PLE on the couch.
Thank you, Fran.
At Jimmy's.
I might go over Jimmy's Saturday.
What'd you say, DDO?
Definitely going to Royal Rumble party next year. You ain't got no choice because I ain't
going over there. No, sir.
Ain't going over there. Shout out Kevin Owens. I don't know what the WrestleMania storyline is going to be, but I always appreciate somebody stalking somebody's entire life. When my man looked and he was looking in the window, I'm like, oh yes. Yes.
You like chaos.
There's been so many people bringing back that 2009 Randy Orton, which means that they start bringing back when Randy Orton had that Mania match with Triple H, where he went out and he was beating people ass out in Triple H front yard
with the pool.
Yeah, with the pool. Oh yes, that's why I was into the build for AJ and LA Knight last year because they was taking it to the house. Sometimes you gotta take it to the house.
I just think
like Stone Cold.
We can't.
Yeah. I just think Kevin Owens is he's more I care about his story more. I want him to have a Mania match more than the champion to have a Mania match. Both of the champions is not championing right now. Poor Gunther, his brain was garbage. Cody. They just always little man in Cody. He always look like a little
He's somebody little nigga. He's somebody little nigga right now.
Like crazy. I just
Because the opposite is going to be Super Cena.
Well, we may have a conversation about that in a bit. Was there anything else?
I'm not accused for the prices that these people is giving, for the price of these hotels, for the price of these flights. But this card is not giving what it needs to give.
Well,
it's giving.
Here you go.
It's given. This is going to be a pricey hangout with your friends. That's what this is giving.
That's what it's giving.
Well,
I still got time to cancel all my shit.
Well, you know they have the problem. You know the problem they're having is this is a one WrestleMania, and what I mean by that is it's 41, right? It's following that 0 every time they do a 10. It's a big deal. It's the 10th. It's the 20th. It's the 30th. The 30th was the first time a 10 wasn't in Madison Square Garden, right?
I'd have to check, but I believe so. Yeah.
And then, but like, either way, like this one, for me, in my mind, it was never going to be as big as last year.
Last year was
going to be bigger. But the bread ain't it. I mean, there's no fanfare. Last year, it had to be what it had to be. They weren't going to be able to follow it this year.
Right. It's a different.
It feels. I mean, when we talk about, Cal and I was talking about this in the chats with that one guy on the TikTok that said that they're slimming, right?
Oh, that one dude,
yeah. They're cutting the fat, not just in talent and in corporate. They're also cutting the fat in production. It feels everywhere, and this is the first time we're in WrestleMania. Like for me, it's the first time I feel like I'm in WrestleMania season, and I'm more excited to go to the city than to go to the show. And I don't know if it's because,
God damn it, man,
you're on mute.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry. Oh. I know what you're saying. Don't worry about it.
And so for me, I just kind of feel like this is where I feel like storylines should always start before the new year. At least give us those nuggets before the new year. Because then, you know, it goes back to tiring the story out. But I feel like if you have writers like, is Lee Fitting a writer? He's a writer.
He listed executive producer,
at the end, like Family Matters,
WWE and NXT, yeah. Paul Levesque and Lee Fitting, yeah.
And the other one, what is the other one that was on the Marvel side? Is he still there?
I'm not. I remember he was this nigga.
He came from Extreme Rules, right? When
he was over there for Bray, though, right? I feel like he was instrumental.
Is he still there? Do we know?
I don't know if he's still. I don't know what his involvement was outside of the Wyatt Six.
Okay,
whatever that was. But yeah.
I just saw his comment.
I will say T. Smitty is correct. I feel like
that's a good point.
If after Saturday,
I'm not complaining about the card. I'm not complaining about the card. I'm complaining about the excitement.
Super foggy after Saturday, then it's a problem.
It better not.
But this is the last minute of early enough to get it done right.
No, facts.
I feel like
whatever balls that they need to put in motion. Pause. They need to start. They probably need to start Friday.
Is balls in motion a phrase?
Yes. Put the balls in motion. Yeah.
They better do something.
It's not a lot of time. It's not a lot of time to really put the meat and potatoes inside of whatever it is they create. I feel like they need to.
Are y'all just making stuff up at this point?
No, meat and potatoes is the thing.
The meat and potatoes in.
I don't know what you're putting it in. I don't know what you're putting it in.
It's hearty. It means hearty. Like
she put it in a broth. She
hearty.
Making a stew.
A stew, like you know,
and the potatoes in the rubber.
Wait, Rock asked an interesting question. So, are there own? Let's see how many matches there are actually booked for.
It's just it's Charlotte, it's and
Gunther.
Yeet,
And Tiffany.
and it's
Gunther.
Technically, there's 5 matches on Wikipedia
5.
right now. Now, mind you, there's a lot of TBDs and TBAs. John Cena has a match listed on WrestleMania TBD.
Houseway.
Okay.
Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte Flair for the Women's Championship. Gunther
Right.
versus Jey Uso for the World Heavyweight Championship.
Right.
And of course, Cody defending against the Men's Elimination Chamber women winner, and Rhea or Io, depending on who wins the match on Raw this Monday, defending against the winner of the Women's Elimination.
Okay.
So there's technically 5 matches
Okay.
right now.
Okay.
But the John Cena thing seems kind of odd.
It's odd. It's like floating.
Cena's in the chamber.
Well, Cena's in the chamber, but again, if Cena doesn't win the chamber, we're assuming he has a WrestleMania match, but it feels weird because
he said this is my last WrestleMania match that I'll be in. So I think they'll make a way.
Hey now.
Well, right, just like you said, just like we were saying earlier, this is also his last Elimination Chamber match coming up Saturday.
Yes.
So,
Right.
like I said, they're gonna have to fit whatever focus is going into WrestleMania. That stuff starts. If it's not Friday, it has to happen Saturday.
That is correct, brother. Right.
So only 2 matches? Nah,
only 2
no.
matches.
I think we're gonna get.
You're getting a women's world title match and a men's world title match, so it's 4 matches.
And we
But
know
it's
Roman is
only
going to be in a
two-
match.
We only
too.
know 2 matches though.
Right. But we also know that Roman will be in a match, and I think it's going to be Roman and Seth.
Wait, but wait, I disagree. I think
And-
there's 2 matches set where there is a 2 opponents. There are
Correct.
We know that there's going to be 2 other matches, though. They just don't have the actual combatants in there. But it's not like those matches aren't going to happen.
Right.
It's 4 matches. We just got to figure out the rest of the weekends.
Okay, we'll argue about this offline, brother.